Megan Olivi here in Atlanta at UFC 145 Open Workouts. I'm joined by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. First of all, this fight pretty close to your home state of South Carolina. How many friends and family are you expecting to come?
You know, I'm from a small town of Simpsonville, South Carolina, and I've got the whole town coming. So, you know, everybody knows everybody, and everybody's supporting me, and it's awesome.
You come from kickboxing. Last fight was your UFC debut, and you came out with quite a bang. You got knockout of the night. How did that change your life for you? Because that's no easy feat. I mean, you made your debut, and then you got one of the coveted bonuses.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I didn't expect at all. I mean, you know, I didn't go out there looking for it, because sometimes when you try and force a knockout, it doesn't happen. So I just went out there and did my thing. But the only thing that changed was the change in my pocket. And that was about it. And I invest all that back into myself, traveling to these other places like Imperial Athletics with Rashad. I did some training with him. Went out to Dallas to train with my brother-in-law, Carlos Machado, RCJ, baby. And, you know, I brought Nate Marquardt, one of the best welterweights in the division, down for about a week and a half, him and his family. So I'm investing all that back into myself. So.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about your camp and who you work with in South Carolina. Like you said, you do travel around to these other camps, but people may not know a lot about who you train with when you're home.
Well, you know, there's not a whole lot of people the world would know from our area just because it's a small town. But what everybody doesn't know, we have some of the best strikers, you know, in the world, just in Simpsonville, South Carolina. You know, my wrestling coach, Coach Thomas Lee, is a phenomenal wrestler. He wrestled at NC State. Of course, my brother-in-law, Carlos Machado, who's out of Dallas, and I go spend a lot of time with him. He's my jiu-jitsu instructor. He comes here with me, and it helps because he's my brother-in-law, so I get to see him anytime I want. But this training camp is, you know, it's been great, been phenomenal. And I'm ready mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Yeah, physically, I mean, this is now 2 fight camps back-to-back, very close. You fought in February, now you're fighting in April. How do you feel physically? Was it rough any days getting out of bed, or was it pretty easy for you?
Well, you know, we've had these fights, you know, I had these 2 fights back-to-back, and the first fight wasn't too rough. I mean, because, you know, only lasted about 4 minutes in the first round, so I wasn't too banged up. But, you know, I took a few days off when I got back, and now I got back in the gym and started training, and body's healed up and it's ready to go for this fight.
We know you've got tons of stand-up skills. You're a very accomplished kickboxer. And you did mention your wrestling coach, but how important is it for you to work on your ground game, your BJJ and your wrestling? I mean, is that something you really put an emphasis on?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, I've been doing my striking for a long time, and for many years I put my ground game on the back burner. But now that I'm fighting MMA and one of the best promotions in the world, actually the best promotion in the world, the UFC, you know, I'm doing it religiously. You know, every day I got great coaches and great training partners, and I'm getting better every day.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck on Saturday against Matt Brown.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Stephen.